All right, it's 6 p.m. Town Council for February the 26th, 2018. We're going to start with a public hearing. The purpose of this hearing is to hear any representation from the public with regards to variation application 201802 submitted by Delmer Rooks at 913 Constant, varying the maximum height for an accessory building from 12 feet to 17 feet to legalizing an existing building. So if there's someone here who would like to speak to that, this is a good time to do it. Do you have anything you want to say? Step right up. Just, if you could, Delmer, just for the record, just put your name and your street address into the record.
Yeah, like when I asked Alison to do the garage.
Okay, but first of all, if you could just put your name and your address into the record, just say your name and address.
Delmer Rooks.
Yeah.
Boxstall, 2280 Holden Street.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, Alison asked him to build me a garage. And he, after a year and a half, he finally said he would. But nobody explained to me how high, nothing. I had no rules. Nobody told me what I was supposed to do and what I wasn't supposed to do. A lot of times I was at work. Like, how am I, if somebody would have sat down with me right before the garage was even started and did a various, at the start, and explained to me how high and how wide and all that stuff, none of this would have happened. But I have two professional people I'm relying on to know this. Nobody explained to me. Nothing. No rules. I did not know how high or anything. Nobody told me. No, I got two professional people doing this. They're supposed to know this. Not me. I've never built a garage. So how am I supposed to know? I asked Alison a couple of times, is everything okay? And he said, everything's okay. I'm not going to question a professional person. I'm not a carpenter. I'm not a building inspector. I do not know the rules. They were not told to me. And we got it up high like that. We had a higher base because we don't want the water from the back lane draining into the garage, because it gets the house flooded once already. So that's why it's so high as it is. And I did a 10-foot door to get my boat in. My boat's 9.5 feet. So nobody said I couldn't have 10-foot doors. Nobody told me I couldn't have 12-foot walls. I went down to 327 LaRose, and I looked at the garage down there. He's got 12-foot walls. Now how can he have 12 feet walls and I can't? I don't understand why you can have it on LaRose and you can't have it on Constant. But yeah, nobody told me anything. Nothing. If you want to stop work, aren't you supposed to give me something in writing saying to stop the work? Are those the rules? Never received anything. Information was nil. Nobody talked to me about it. So what am I supposed to tell you? The people that know are supposed to know. Not someone who doesn't know. There's nothing. What else can I do?
Okay.
If they explained, like I said, we wouldn't be doing this right now.
Right.
And the guy he doesn't even have a variance on his garage. Well, how's that possible? Because I came down here, I wanted to get the variance on the garage at 927 LaRose, and they don't have one here.
Okay, anything else you want to add?
Well, the garage is just for mostly storage. Our house is right full. It's for my boat, my skidoo, my golf cart, and all the storage in the house. We finally got it out. The porch was right full. It's just storage. And the height, I had no idea how high you could go. If somebody would have told me that, I wouldn't have done it. I didn't even know how high I was going to be myself.
Yeah, okay.
Because I'm not a professional. These people are supposed to know this. That's what they get paid for. I can't help you. They should have told me.
Okay.
Sorry,
just hang on. Did you, before we ask any questions, did you want to say something? Yes. Can you step forward?
And just state your name and your
Can you just put your name
and your address.
Macy Dunn, 913 Constant.
Randy stopped us twice at the very beginning. The very first day when Al and them weren't even working yet, I had a tall man named Sandy Thwaites pulling the roots out of the trees and pushing the dirt where the foundation will go. As soon as they left, Randy came in the yard like a maniac, screaming, "What's he doing here? He's got no tickets. He's not supposed to work here." And I said, "Well, he's a pretty smart man. I don't care how smart he is. He's not supposed to be here." And then the next day, that's when Al started working. And then Randy came, or that same day Randy came and thought that Sandy Thwaites did a trench to put a pipe in for plumbing, for the garage, to put water in, which we were going to contact Randy and ask him how to do all this too. But before we even got to do that, Randy was in the yard screaming, "You're breaking the rules, this is that, you don't have a permit. Did Sandy have a permit to dig in your yard?" We didn't know, we froze. We didn't know what to say. And then the second time he came was when we were pouring the cement. Al was going to pour the cement before the snow came, and we didn't get to do that because Randy came and when he was building the foundations, "Don't you pour that cement till I come and inspect it first." So we waited again, and then finally we got word to pour the cement. So we poured the cement, we got the okay for the bathroom, and then we covered up the pipes because it was unsafe for starters. And then Randy comes back in the yard and says, "Dig that up, put sand in it." So we had to stop the work again, get Sandy back to dig it up so we could put sand in the pipes, and then it was fine. But why didn't he tell us that before we had to dig it up? And then the walls went up, the north and south walls went up. Randy was there. He saw them going up. He was there almost weekly, daily almost. He parked right at the corner. And when those walls went up, Randy was there watching the walls. He didn't stop us. He didn't tell us to stop for rules or whatever at that time. And then a couple of days went by because it was really windy, and then they put up the other two walls, and then they started with the rafters. When the first 4 rafters went up, Randy came in the yard and screaming at Al, "You can't use those kind of rafters, what are you doing? Breaking the rules again," or something like that. And Al just got mad at him finally and said, "Look, Randy, I'm tired of you coming here harassing me." He said, "I'm hired to build a garage, and I'm going to build a garage. If you want me to stop, bring a letter." None of that happened, so he finished the garage. After Christmas, I get a call. The garage was complete. After Christmas, I get a call for this meeting that we're having now. And that's all.
Okay, good. Questions from council?
No, I'm okay.
Brian?
For Mr. Rooks, for this construction, did you have a development permit or a construction or building permit?
I had a permit.
And what did the permit say?
Oh, I don't exactly remember what it said.
Did-
It just permits what I had on there. All I had was that black and white permit. The variance wasn't even done. It wasn't done until January.
So you had a permit and
And that's-
you didn't
that's all
know the
I showed it to the carpenter and said, "That's all you need."
Right.
As long as I had a permit and Randy saw the blueprints, we're good to go, he said. I don't know the rules. I'm going by what he's and the carpenter, they're the ones that are supposed to know. I don't know. Nobody explained anything to me. Nobody. So I don't know the rules.
Yeah. With all due respect, I understand your dilemma, but you need to realize that it's the owner that has the responsibility to follow the bylaws. And
Well, I didn't know the bylaws.
But that's not, whose fault is that?
I
You
don't know. Is somebody supposed to explain those rules to me?
No.
Or do I have to go on the net and look them up, or what?
You did you come and get the permit?
Yes.
Okay,
It sat on the
did
wall
you?
for 3 weeks downstairs.
So you're coming here saying, ignore our bylaw because I didn't know what I was doing?
Well, I wasn't there
And
half
we're
the time, I was
supposed-
working.
I guess the problem and the challenge I have as a counselor, I'm left now with your error, and it's pretty extreme when you go 5 feet above the limitation.
I didn't know the limit.
It's still, that doesn't change the fact that that was the limit. You exceeded it.
Who's supposed to know the limit?
One, your contractor, and two, but more importantly, you're supposed to know the limits. So I don't know what to do or say when somebody comes in and says, well, I didn't know. Regrettably.
Well, I asked the carpenter twice if everything was okay, and he told me everything was okay. Now, I'm not gonna question Randy if he's supposed to know his job, the carpenter knows his job.
Okay, and
I
did
was
you know
going
what
by
you were?
what they know.
One last question. Were you building a 12-foot high garage?
10-foot doors, the carpenter said you need 12 feet to get 10-foot doors in.
So then you should have known that you were going to exceed.
Well, I didn't know we couldn't have 12-foot walls. I didn't know we couldn't have that, because there's one on the rows with 12 feet.
Well, I find it's regrettable, and I feel sad for you, but you have a problem because you failed to know and understand what you were required to do.
Well, most of the time I wasn't there because I worked 12-hour shifts at the mill. And like I say, if somebody said we can't have this, I wouldn't have done it. But I thought everything was cool because I asked the carpenter.
Oh, did you get the permit from the carpenter?
No, but I got it from Randy.
Well, you get the
He's seen the blueprint, and he gave me the permit.
Did the blueprint say how high the walls were going to be?
No, it didn't.
All it was a floor plan? It didn't have the elevation profiles? It didn't suggest what the walls might be, it just had a floor plan, that's it?
Well, I never thought about 10-foot doors.
It was a floor plan with a note.
But
that
like
said
I
10-foot
say, on the
doors.
rows, the guy's got 12-foot walls.
But we can't
Yeah,
talk
yeah,
about, we
doors.
can't talk about what happened in the
It's a
past.
process question. What I'm trying to figure out here is whether or not, so you've got a permit in your hands now, that's great. You say it's
Yeah, I
based on
figured
the blu-
everything
You
was
say it's
good.
based on the blueprint. What I'm trying to ascertain is, did you actually follow what the blueprint said you were going to do? And if you didn't follow it, did you come and get an amendment to the permit? Or did you get your permit with a blueprint, construct to the specifications of the blueprint? And if you did, then it's our problem. If we gave you a permit based on a blueprint that said it will be this much square footage, it will be this high wall, it will be this many doors, or whatever. We issue a permit based on that plan, and you construct that exact building. There's no problem. Maybe there is if you're not in the right place in your lot or whatever, but at hand right now it seems, and I don't know the answer to this is why I'm asking, did you build a structure that represents the specifications that were in the blueprint that was issued along with the permit? Or is the building different than the blueprint?
Well, all
That's
I
the
know is I
question. Is
needed
the building
10-foot
different than the
doors
blueprint?
and 12-foot walls, and nobody said I couldn't have that.
But that's not really the question. The question is the building the same as the permit, as the blueprint, or no?
Did
Well,
the
as far as I
blueprint
know it
say
is,
that
but it
there
didn't
would
have
be
12-foot
10-foot
walls on
doors
there.
and 12-foot walls?
It didn't say 12-foot walls on the blueprint,
Randy,
but I
we-
figured a carpenter would know that you need
I agree.
12-foot walls
I
for
don't
10-foot
disagree.
doors.
I
That's
don't
what he
disagree.
told
The
me.
carpenter should know.
He told
But
me
if he
that.
did it based on a set of blueprints and then midstream in his project, he decides to change the plans. Maybe the blueprint said the walls weren't going to exceed 10 feet. You said, hey, I'd like a 10-foot door. He said, well, if we did that, we'd have to go to 12-foot walls. You said,
Yeah,
okay, do
that's
12-foot
what I was
walls.
told.
If nobody took that information and came back here and said, hey, thought we should check because we're doing something different than we said we would when we got the permit, then that's a different animal than if we're talking about a building that's constructed exactly the same as the blueprint under which the permit was taken. Randy, do we know the answer to that, Randy Salamans?
I'm looking right now. I may not have the permit completed with me. I don't believe I have the building permit in this file. Wait.
Well, we can find that information out.
I see is basically the door. I don't understand how to read the rest, sorry.
It says 10-foot overhead door here.
Nothing but the wall height.
Doesn't say anything about the wall height that I can see. Okay. And that, so I mean, to me, that points to some poor planning on the part of your professional carpenter. You know, as Councilor Rock points out, the bylaw exists, the permitting system exists, that's not a secret to anybody. I totally appreciate that you as an owner don't know that system, and you probably don't have a great deal of interest in learning it. You hire a professional expecting that
Yeah,
that
I
person is
expect
going
them
to
to-
operate on your behalf. It's not our employees, in my opinion anyway, it's not our employees' position to come on a daily basis and understand exactly what the contractor is doing and making sure they're doing it all right. It's the contractor's job that when they've constructed everything to the plan and in accordance with the law, to phone our inspector and say, hey, it's all good, can you come and inspect so we can carry on? That's the process. It's always the same. Doesn't matter if it's a garage, 24-unit condo, or water and sewer installation. That's the way projects roll. So
Well,
I appreciate the information. Certainly appreciate the
Randy,
position.
he could have stopped the job. He's seen the 12-foot walls.
But it's not his job to, it's your contractor's job to make sure you're within the
Well, I
confines
asked
of the
him.
law. And I appreciate it.
Twice.
And so here, we're not going to arrive at an answer. This is the hearing, it's the opportunity for us to ask questions, find your position, for anybody else to put forward information. So I appreciate that. I think we've got, for me, I've gotten the answers that I think I need to
I'm
see.
sorry this all had to happen.
Hey.
I didn't mean for this to
I
happen.
totally get it. Nobody
I
here
just
wants
wanted
this
a
to be the
garage for my
case.
retirement, that's all I wanted.
Yeah.
If you'd like me to answer anything, or if any discussion is helpful, I'm willing to, it's up to you.
Oh, I don't have any. I'm good.
Anybody else? Would you like,
I would like to say something.
please have a seat?
Good afternoon. My name is Olivia McCorston, and I own the home at 902 Gordon Avenue, right behind the garage. The garage in question does not block my sunlight, does not affect my yard, does not affect my water flow, and I think any construction in town is a positive, wonderful thing. And it's terrible when mistakes happen. But I just wanted to say that as a resident of the area, it doesn't affect me at all. It doesn't bother me. The noise has not been bad. And I hope you take that into consideration with whatever you do to deal with the issue.
Thank you, Lydia. Anybody else? Hearing none, then I'll close the hearing.